Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Yeshamai from the GMS Atlanta camp. Before I get into this message, I want to start out by giving all praises, all glory, and all honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakodash, and I want to send double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, whom will and teach well. This can be a continuation to the previous message I did, which is the overview of Revelations 13. The last message I did was 1 through 5, and this can be a continuation. I believe we'll be able to get down probably a little past the 10th verse because again I don't want to make this message too long because I'm understanding the attention span of some, and this isn't to be offensive, but sometimes we see these long messages and it's us living in Babylon. We don't necessarily always want to listen to a 50-minute lesson, right? And so let's continue on. So we're at verse 6. It says, so this is talking about the dragon, all right? Verse 6, it says, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven. Okay, so again, this is talking about the dragon, which the dragon is Esau Edom. And so how has he blasphemed the Most High? Well, first off, he blasphemed the name of Yahweh Shai, literally. And we know that through, let's get some scripture here. Boom. Where we at? Right here. Let's get Job 9 and 24. I know most brothers will know this, but it says Job 9 and 24 says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which I brought that up in my previous message. Daniel 4 and 17. Esau isn't in control because he's great. He's not in control because he's smart. He's in control because it was given to him. His blessing is our failure. Okay? He he has the fatness of the earth, and first off because it was his blessing according to Genesis 27, but also he's over us because we fell off. Okay, so it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So this scripture further proves that verse 6 here is talking about Esau Edom, because who changed the name of the son? Who hid the name of Yahweh? Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. And how did he do that? He covered the face of the ultimate judge. First off, and face goes into the image, right? He covered the face of the Most High and His Son by telling us that, he was a so-called white person. We have that image of Caesar Borgia. And again, Job 9 and 24 proves that Revelation 13 and 6 is talking about Esau Edom, because it wasn't the so-called Chinese who covered the faces of the judges, right? It wasn't the the uh, um, the Mexicans who covered the faces of the judges, right? Who covered the face of the judges? Esau Edom covered the faces, and so that's how he's blasphemed his name. And then furthermore, it says he's blasphemed his tabernacle. And let's go ahead and get Wisdom of Solomon 5, because this is what's to come. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5, verse 3. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision, and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. So this is talking about when hopefully we be of that number. But when we elect men are saved by Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, those that see us being saved, they're going to be surprised, because see, he going back to Revelations 13 and 6, he's blasphemed the tabernacle of the Most High. And who is the tabernacle? Well, tabernacle goes into house, the house of the Most High. Who is the house of the Most High? Hebrew Israelites, you so-called blacks, natives, and Hispanics. So he's blasphemed the tabernacle of the Most High by hiding our heritage. You know, I'm gonna see if this is First Maccabees. I believe it's 3 and 43 or 1 and 43. They said one to another, let us lay void, or is it 1 and 43? Uh, 243. First Maccabees 143 or 34, but they said 43. Then they. I'm looking for the scripture here. Uh, um, the heathen sought to paint themselves. The heathen, Salakia, the heathen. Let's go all the way down to Maccabees. Now, such. Where we at? First, Salakia, brothers. Then whereupon, and they made themselves, and thou therefore come first, so they join response. Right here, First Maccabees 3 and 48. Salakia. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So they blasphemed the tabernacle of David by covering the paintings, through the Renaissance, through iconoclasm. They hid the true heritage of the Israelites and said that the chosen people were white, and they put titles on us, like when you understand who we are as a people, the book of Psalms says, I have said ye are gods. We are gods, man. We're not even supposed to be working, right? And for them to put a title on us, it's like, how can I say this? What happens when, we see in movies all the time where, someone's a doctor and they say, hey, Mr. Smith. And then, they get offended and they say, oh, well, it's Dr. Smith. Why do they correct you? Because of the hard work that they've done to earn that doctorate degree, right? I think it's like 8 years of school. And so if you can understand that, apply that, 100 times over on a holy spiritual level, man. We are called Mexicans. We're called black. We're called natives, right? We're called all these derogatory terms. And who called us that? It was one group of people that called us. So that's how he's blasphemed the Most High, man. We are we are the chosen people. Continuing on, it says, and he blasphemed them that dwell in heaven. Now, who dwells in heaven? It's talking about the angels by calling them aliens. You know, since 1960s, 1970s, we have movies like It. We have movies like Clowns from Outer Space. We have movies like E.T., Independence Day, Alien versus Predator. That's blasphemy because what is he doing? He's he's programming the minds of the people so that we believe that those angelic beings, those chariots, are UFOs or green men, with bug eyes and shit like that. That's not. That's how they blaspheme. And for those that are saying, well, everyone calls UFOs. Okay, well, who put that title? Who put unidentified flying object as a title and then lied to you and say that there's no such thing as UFOs? Then they renamed it to UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. I mean, who changed all that? And then which group of people says that these angelic beings crashed and now they're reproducing their technology? Like, that's blasphemy, man. A spirit, an angel cannot die. And when you go into the book of Ezekiel, it tells you that wherever the spirit of the angel goes, that's where the chariot goes. So for a vehicle to crash would mean that a angelic being has died. It's blasphemy, man. Okay? It's complete blasphemy. Um, let's continue on to verse 7. It says, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Okay, so first and foremost, let's prove who the saints are, because see, though everyone goes through hardships, the Mongolians, the Moabites, the Ishmaelites, right? Though everyone goes through hardships, it all comes down to who this story is centered around. This story, which we call life, is centered around the Most High and His chosen people. So when we read this scripture that says that it was given unto him to make war with the saints, who has gotten the brunt of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man's Who's gotten the brunt of the damage? His saints. And who are his saints? This is Psalms 148, verse 11. He also exalts the horn of his people, the praises of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him. Praise ye the Most High Yah, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. Now, when it says even, okay, now this is in King James, okay, so when it says even, it's talking, it means to say specifically. So he exalts the horn of his people, the praises of all his saints, specifically the children of Israel. Okay, so who's gotten the brunt end of Esau Edom's uh, 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 swordship or his rulership? We got the Trail of Tears that goes to the natives. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands slaughtered by this man. You got the so-called blacks, slavery, all kinds of monstrosities, and then we've got the so-called Hispanics, they're conquering by the Spanish, and Christopher Columbus, right? Like, who's gotten the brunt force, man? It's been one specific group of people. So when it says that it was given to him to make war with the saints, it's talking about the Israelites, you know? And it says, in his tabernacle and them that dwell, no, Salakia. And it was given him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. And we can line that up with the curses, right? Which I mentioned this in my previous message, but I didn't bring it out. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it out now. I believe it's around verse 49. Right, yeah, right here. It says, the Most High Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flies, And I mean, that's a hint right there. The eagle, right? Going into the Roman Empire, going into Esau Edom, right? Whose national bird is that? The eagle. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. So, this was our judgment. So, when the scripture here, verse says, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations, it was given unto him because it was part of the curses. And I know I brought that up, this probably like the second time, but I cannot stress that enough. You Esau Edom have your rulership now because it was given to you, and it was given to you because we fell. Okay, so and then furthermore, I want to mention again that through our downfall, he got the fatness of the earth, as mentioned in Genesis 27, which I brought that up in my previous message, and then we can also link him up with let's go back here to Revelation 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, then that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Now what is that great sword? The blessing of the sword was given to Esau Edom in Genesis 27, man. So when it's talking about it was given him to make war with the saints, Esau Edom made war with the saints because he's trying to take us out, man. Going back to Genesis 27, what's the matter of fact? Let's go ahead and get that. I keep bringing it up. Let's just get it because I want to show you guys this. That Esau Edom is still um is still in this train of thought. This is Genesis 27, verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob. Now we know Esau and Jacob are two nations, two kinds of people. That's that's what the Most High told us in Genesis 25, right? He said, and Esau hated Jacob. So a certain nation of people hate another nation of people because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. So this lines up perfectly with Esau Edom, verse 7, given power to make war with the saints. He still got that same thought, man. He still wants to take us out. So this is none other. The saints are none other than Israel, and the one who's been given power over the nations and the tongues is Esau Edom. How many military bases, how many American bases are there throughout the world? Who dictates global policy? Who holds these G20 summits? Or these G20 summits. They call them pinnacle meetings, things like that. Who holds these? It's one person sitting at the head around the other nations, the beast system. But let's continue on. It says, verse 8, it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. See, and the whole world has worshipped this bastard because those, well, we understand that the majority of our people have to be destroyed, according to the book of Zechariah, right? Two-thirds shall be destroyed, and then one-third shall be saved, but shall be passed through the fire. So the majority of this world has worshipped this man. Those whose names are not written in the book of the life of Lamb. Okay, now we that have ears to hear, we're not worshiping this man, because once you come into the truth and you understand who he is and what he's done and who you are, now everything goes out the window that you previously had for him. Though it does take some time of washing, right? It goes out the window, and you're not amazed by him when he does a so-called miracle like the brain implant, which we're going to get into, with Neuralink, or when he finds something, or he creates something, some kind of new technology. We're not amazed anymore. We don't worship him anymore because we know that it's been given to him. But see, those whose names is not written in the book of the life of Lamb, you guys worship him. How do you worship him? You have again, you have so-called Chinese trying to be like him, but put on the business suit and business suit and tie. You have other countries wanting to get democracy and America's approval. That's how you worship him. What's a form of worshiping? Taking after, trying to be like them, and the entire world has tried to be like them. Says the book of Isaiah, all nations have drunken from the wine and are mad, because now they're seeing who this bastard is. But it says those not found in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the earth, right? And so this scripture also proves that there are certain elect men, and we're going to get that, certain elect men that have been chosen to be saved by the Most High, chosen to give glory. Now this is Romans 11, verse 4. It says, but what saith the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. You see, we are the same. If you can hear this truth, man, you are the same spirit from the time of Maccabees, the time of the ancient times, man, who were practicing your heritage, who understood the truth, because Scripture says that the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets, man. So if you can hear this truth, man, that means that in your past life you also were speaking out against this devil, man. But furthermore, I want to bring out this here, because that last part of verse 8, it says, from the foundation of the earth, man. And so we can learn that. We can bring up Ephesians 1 and 4, which also proves that there is an election of the Most High, an election of men chosen before the foundation of the earth to be saved. So this is Ephesians 1, verse 4 says, well, let's start at verse 3. Blessed be the Most High and the Father of our power, Hamashiach, Yahushai, who has blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Mashiach, according as he has chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him. Now, who is the we? Let's go back to verse 8 here. Here it says, whose name, it says, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of the life, in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world, man. So I bring up Ephesians 1 and 4 because Those who are hearing the truth, man, you've been chosen from the foundations, man. The Most High set you aside before He created the world and said, "This spirit, this person here is gonna incline his ear unto me, man." And those that are still wandering after the Most High, fucking upgrading your house to Google smart shit. I got stupid ass family members like that are syncing up their whole fucking house with this smart technology, smart fridge, smart thermostat, smart lighting. You know, that's a form of worship, man, because you're taking after the witchcraft of this bastard. For what? For him to be able to turn around and control your thermostat. According to climate change, man, your name is not written in the book of life, man. But let's continue on. It says, verse 9 and 10. It says, "If any man have an ear, let him hear." Okay, now let's get a quick scripture here. I don't have that one here, but it says, to them, there you go, right there. To them, it's not been given. So it says, "He that has an ear, let him hear." This is Matthew 13 and 11. It says, "He answered," and this is Yahushua speaking. He says, "He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given." So the scripture is saying, if any man have an ear, let him hear. So he's saying, if you can spiritually receive what I'm about to tell you, listen up. Okay? It says, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword." Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, right? So, um, who led who into captivity? I brought that up earlier. But it's talking. This book here is talking about the centered people, the chosen people, which are the Israelites. It's talking about when it goes into leading into captivity. He's talking about a certain group of people. He considers the heathen like a drop in the bucket, spittle. All right, he does not care about them. He that leadeth the chosen people into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword, man. It says, "Here is the patience and faith of the saints." And I'm going to go ahead and stop it right here because we've only got 18 more verses to go. Um, but I've got to get to attending some of my responsibilities here. But um, I'm going to end it here. It says, "Here is the patience and faith of the saints," man. And see, when I first read this scripture, when I first came into the truth, it took me, it took me back, kind of, because we're so embedded in the filthiness of Babylon, right? That when you hear like, damn, that's kind of fucked up, like, so he's got to die. It almost sounds violent, man. Like it's something that you've never heard before. Because what has this devil through his blasphemy of Christianity taught the people? That everyone can be saved, man. So that verse is, can be, that's that's a strong drink, man. That's strong wine, right? That's strong. That's strong philosophy, man. But this is our heritage. It's one of the first questions that our forefathers asked Yahweh. This is Acts 1:6. When they therefore were coming together, they asked of him, asking Yahweh, saying, "Lord, will thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?" See, I, our forefathers understood that's the patience of the saints, man. Our understanding that we are in a place of captivity, and understanding that ultimately salvation is our rulership, man. Okay, that's the patience of the saints, man. And our forefathers understood this. So although this is strong drink for some, man, this was always our heritage. I'm gonna say that again. Our heritage, our hope, and our prayers of our forefathers was always the destruction of Esau Edom and the uplifting of our people. And so with that, I'm gonna end this part, and Lord willing, I can finish up the last bit of this either later on this evening or tomorrow. Hope you brothers have been edified, and that's a shalom.